Hi, I'm Leticia Nien-hsuan Fang. I am an associate professor at National Chengchi University. I'm here today to talk to you about online sexual violence. Cases like these are popular, are rampant everywhere nowadays. People are targeted negatively because of their gender roles, gender identities, by using of all sorts of technology devices, things like cyberstalking, gender harassment, hate speech, things like that. This is what we call technology-facilitated gender violence. People tend to think that there isn't genuine or real harm created if we encounter things like that online. Physically, you are not harmed, but psychologically and socially, you are segregated, you are targeted. And people tend to look down upon the impacts of these kind of technology-facilitated virtual violence. That's the issue. Yeah, a lot of people put blame on victims. But what I experienced in college, I'm a college professor. My college students, they use cameras, they use cell phone instead of pen to document what happened on a daily basis. So photo taking is just so common. It's not a big thing. What is really central, what is really matter here is that it's your photo instead of not that everybody can have a say about your photos. But the truth is, once you upload it online, or the moment you took the photos, it's already stored up in the air, virtually, right? And chances are they will be leaked or stolen by someone else. Another thing is, in terms of a contemporary intimate relationship, it's so tempting for them to just pick their partner's cell phones. This type of, once we're intimate, we can exchange secrets. We don't keep privacy to ourselves. And we are entitled to pick into your phones. We are entitled to have the private images or photos of you. That could be parents to kids. That could be among partners. That could be people who enjoy power, overpower the other persons. So I don't agree with the post. The paradigm is shifting. So I think this type of entitlement to have access to other people's private information is definitely need a second thought. If you like the show, please leave your comments below and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Gender violence mainly is about how people are targeted because of their gender expression, gender identity. And in terms of sexual violence, it has a lot to do with the content and the conduct. Say the sexual images are produced, dispersed, and passed around. People use that material to threaten, to harass you, to have further sexual encounter. Say whenever you get online, people, they are there to follow you, okay, and show you that they are around. You pass around a non-consensual sexual image of your friend. I would consider that as online sexual violence. At the same time, you make jokes about how your friend looks in the photos, how the guy is not masculine enough, looks pale or weak, things like that. That's a gender stereotype. Gender violence and sexual violence are taking place at the same time. People tend to manipulate or adopt more than one type to create harms, to try to get what they want. Did you know, in a study conducted by the Ministry of Health and Welfare in Taiwan, the group of people most vulnerable to online sexual violence are gay men? Did you know, unlike the US Me Too movement, where it was triggered by Harvey Weinstein's scandal, Taiwan's Me Too movement was largely facilitated by Taiwanese Netflix series. In terms of the types of this, we call TFGV, technology facilitated gender violence types. Doxing is one. Okay, I still remember I interviewed a female survivor of digital sexual violence. The man who met her the day before started to send her messages on a daily basis with her photo from kindergarten all the way till college life. Some of the photos are in the family album, not really open to the general public. She felt threatened. She felt her photos are using as weapons. People tend to think that doxing is nothing, since all the information public, they are online, they are up in the air, okay? But for those information that are public, that doesn't mean you can access and manipulate images and use that as the information, weaponize it to target at certain people. That's totally different stories. LGBT groups, they are the vulnerable groups who are targeted at when it comes to doxing. People tend to think, oh, great, so you're in closet, I'll just pull you out, okay? Since that would be the weapon that can definitely destroy you. They would be afraid to reveal their identity. So that's how it happens. People tend to have this kind of misunderstanding about gender-related, sexual-related virtual violence. They're just online, okay? Why don't you just leave it? You just take off, because what happened online, they're online. You are not traumatized physically, okay? That's why for the survivors or online sexual violence victims, even though they went through prolonged investigation, their case is resolved, but still they feel psychologically totally segregated from their community because people knew so little about this type of digital violence. The impact is prolonged, lifelong. Your photos are there. You can never, ever took it down. We have victims and survivors who went to have plastic surgery because their faces are stolen. So they might as well just have a new face, since they can never ever regain their faces back. And what I want to say is, don't look at it as it only happens to those who indulge in virtual worlds. That happens to everyone. Your voices, your photos will be manipulated, deepfaked, and use that as a pornographic material to harass you. Things like that happen nowadays. That happened here in Taiwan too. We have a very famous influencer, YouTuber called Xiaoyu. He's in jail right now because he created this club and invite members. They can name the one who they would like to have deepfake photos. And some of the members volunteer to have their girlfriends, the women they know, the photos of them to be deepfaked and share with all the members there. And the victims, the people in the photos, they knew nothing about it. That's how online sexual violence, online gender violence is extremely difficult to tackle because people tend to think it's private. Social media affect image-based sexual images and has the impact on the development of this violence. Whoever you know, they can be the digital material for you to create, for you to share with all others. Here in Taiwan 2 years ago, I still remember the first issue made to the headline. The victims are all male medical doctors, male college professors. They received the warning messages in the photos, deepfake, with their heads on the new bodies and engaging in sexual intercourse with a woman at bed. The tone of the news headline is sarcastic and jokingly. Hey, you are enjoying uninvited sexual intercourse, even though it's not true. They don't really look at it as a serious crime. They are all the material for the sake of entertaining. Yes, we saw it. Next moment, we forgot all about it. But the thing is, the photos, the materials, they are virtual. They are there for good. There are victims and survivors of all these crimes. Did you know, based on the 2024 report by Gender Equality Committee, Taiwan is ranked first in Asia and seventh globally when it comes to gender equality? Did you know online gender-based violence can be categorized into 10 different types? These are these type of cases elicit a lot of responses. At the beginning of year 2024, I remember, because there's a cyber game. The cyber game was marketed in Japan. It's about an AI-made animated characters of children, but with a pornographic content. A journalistic article reports about the marketing of this game. This report elicited a lot of debates because people tend to think it's not legal, it's unethical to report the pornographic content of children, even though it's animated, it's not real. So hundreds and thousands of cases reported because people are curious about exactly how we are going to draw the line. Lawful and lawful, genuine and faked. The characters are children or not. We went over hundreds of photos with all these characters who claim they are 1,000-year-old and nude, but evidently they look like baby. It's just way too tough to draw the line. Here in Taiwan, still up in the air. And for the past 1.5 years, we get to witness the related laws are set up in UK, in Japan. But that doesn't mean the cases are settled, because nowadays we have all these wonderful digital devices. We can create the world we dreamed of in the past. Nowadays, it's just seconds. How are we going to do with it? So that's the issue. Documentary film Alpha Kings is the one produced, as I remember, by two filmmakers graduated from Stanford University as their graduation piece. The film is about a bunch of guys who drop out from college life and they start up their business on OnlyFans by showing their bare feet to a bunch of people who were willingly to donate money. Nowadays, a lot of young people, they're really into starting up their own business. The business with that nature, visual performances with sexual or pornographic content is extremely appealing to some people. That's what I mean. The nature of online sexual violence has a lot to do with the social context nowadays. If we try to develop a project aiming to prevent this type of digital sexual violence, we have to sit down and listen to how young generation feel. Because I heard college students saying that they would like to know more about this type of business, but the teachers at school just say, no, no, no. But I mean, you get to see the films, you get to hear about people who engage in this kind of business online. It's not secretive, it's all there. We should openly and discuss and exchange ideas about this type of findom, the financial domination, the situation worldwide. First of all, I would like to say, women nowadays in Taiwan, we voice our experiences, ideas about this type of violence through films, through stage plays, through popular songs. But still, we need laws, we need educations, we need more projects. And at the same time, I will also want to highlight the fact that women are not the only groups who are targeted at. We have witnessed higher rates of voyeuristic photo taking of male victims nowadays in Taiwan. And in terms of image-based sexual violence, the numbers of male victims and even senior male victims goes up yearly. Gay men is the group that least reported to the police once they experience this type of trauma, this type of violences. Because of the gender stereotypes, because of the digital sexual exploitations. So we have to get rid of this type of gender stereotypes We have to honor people's willingness for those non-consensual sharing of sexual images have a lot to do with revenge, have a lot to do with we look at human beings as materials instead of with subjective willingness. I think the education of human rights, education of gender equality, they're extremely important in terms of we try to counter, prevent violence against people of different genders, people of different sexual orientations. If you like the show, please leave your comments below and subscribe to this YouTube channel.